The lines between architecture, technology and sport are blurring fast. I'm Belinda Coates and The Connector starts now. Well, today we are talking about how architecture, AI and sport collide and what the human experience will look like in 5 years and beyond. And so to talk about that, I couldn't have a better guest than to have Lee Penson, who's the founder of Penson, a globally renowned architecture and design studio. And actually, Lee, I know you gave me a big list of all the celebrities and big, huge brands that you've worked with, but there was just too many to read out. And you are a bit of a legend though, aren't you?
Well, I mean, we've worked our socks off, trying to change the world as much as we can, and yeah, we've had an amazing time over 25 years, and we're only just getting started.
Well, I would say that you're a part architect, part technologist, part sports entrepreneur. Can you explain to our audience what this actually means, and is that the future for the creative world?
It's 100% the future. I mean, where I started was a deep passion to make life better for people through the built environment. Obviously passionate about how things look and how things can be beautiful, but also how they can technologically sort of become more efficient, fun for people, so that architecture to me is a life facilitator. And it's always been about people. So the sport technology, the AI, you know, everything we've done, from creating the Joe and Joe brand for Accor to changing workplace upside down, hospitality upside down, and now AI, it's always about people. So design as a holistic thing going forwards is going to be a completely different profession in my eyes, and that's what we're starting to do.
I think that one of the things I was really impressed with was your story around transforming a windowless basement for GSK into a garden workplace. Talk us through that. What does that mean to have a garden in your basement of the workplace?
Well, if you think of every inner city around the world, you know, it's full of basements, and they tend to have cycle parking in at the moment. And London is certainly oversubscribed for cycle parking in deep basements. Basements are the most you know, carbon dioxide sort of heavy things to construct from a sustainability perspective. They're the most expensive things to construct. And they tend to be used in this newer world since COVID. So when GSK asked us to design their new global headquarters, which we're obviously honoured to do, we thought health, people, you know, that holistic approach to design and the inner city. So we came up with the idea of putting a hydroponic farm that grows superfoods in their basement, which feeds the restaurant, it feeds the whole building with brain food. So it's creating, for the organisation through to the individual, cognitive health and performance and happiness, which is the main thing. And people love it. I mean,
they love it, don't they? And it's definitely...
It's amazing, yeah.
It's definitely setting global benchmarks. And do you actually see a future where workplaces start to heal and energise people?
Oh, completely. I mean, you know, at GSK, every Tuesday, every Thursday, the building is full because it's harvest day. People are picking fresh basil, taking that home, taking it to their family kitchen table, and we have improved the spaghetti bolognese across hundreds of families across London from that one building. When we do that across the inner city, that becomes powerful.
That is powerful. And so you went from improving spaghetti bolognese for the UK via a garden basement into sports AI. So what is that, and why is now the time for sports AI?
Well, sports AI, I mean, from one video of someone, say, playing football or any other sport, you can take 18,000 data points through the AI. So not only is that very good for the professional sportsman or sports person, it's also incredibly game-changing for young families, young kids, you know, inspiring young sports, you know, stars to be discovered, to then be performance driven, and doing sport through a new form of analysis using AI is a game changer. And again, that is something that could be rolled out into anything beyond sport, into life in general. So looking at the person, using data in a different way as a life enhancer I find that so exciting, and how that tunes in to everything else that we think about when we do things like GSK or other clients is a game changer.
I mean, you're really at the intersection there of data, design and impact. When I know you get to the Middle East a little bit, and the Middle East is leading giga projects. What are they getting right in regards to AI and sport, do you think?
I think the thing that they really nailed is the natural magnetism, and they've got the courage to really go for these things, which I admire. I really admire that, and the world needs that kind of entrepreneurial approach to everything, from investment through to the built environment through to technology, and they are really starting to accelerate as a world leader in terms of what things are, what they do for people, what they do for commerce and enterprise and families and things like that. So as a holistic thing, it's the natural magnetism with that courage is really, really impressive and exciting to be part of.
Natural magnetism and courage, I think that's really good ethos for cities right now, isn't it? And do you think architecture runs on intuition? AI runs on data. How do you balance the numbers with soul and still create that magnetism?
Well, you look at it holistically. If you bag that all up as a holistic thing that is seen in people's eyes as something that enhances your life, it enhances your health, it enhances your rhythm of being a human in a holistic way, you can then start to see, and this is what we're starting to do, we're putting the soul into AI. And AI and technology is putting the specialisms and the new approaches to design to create new types of buildings as well. So if you look at it holistically, AI is not a threat to humanity. It's actually the future of enhanced, better lives. And when the telephone was invented, Edison was highly criticized for the fact that the telephone would stop people talking, and of course that's ridiculous. And it's a similar thing in my eye to AI. AI is going to help people live a better life when it really starts to take hold.
Lee, what do you think's next for AI in stadiums and sport, and what can we be thinking about as we gear up for the Brisbane 2032 Olympics?
Yeah, well, I mean, we can't wait for Brisbane, right? And, AI, stadiums, things like that, it's about that holistic enterprise experience for the person playing on the pitch. It's for people globally watching those events. We've just had the Winter Olympics, drones being used has created amazing new footage, which has been really exciting. But it's the holistic experience for the person sat in the stadium watching the experience. So all of the things from security to the flow of people in and out, safety, and the experiential part of being, around that sort of event, that's where AI and that holistic approach can really game change what the stadium becomes into the future. That's exciting as well.
Oh, I think that is exciting. And take us through sort of the day in the life in 2030. What is the perfect human experience? What does it look like when we bring together design and data?
Well, I mean, there's a couple of examples, I think, really there. If you take the AI sport, we put a phone out into the middle of deprived areas, and we found an amazing young talent through that. And his life has now completely changed from being taken from poverty to playing for a national squad for India.
That's an amazing change, isn't it? That's a real impact that's being made.
That's good AI, and that's what we need to be focusing on as
good
humanity.
AI.
Like if you think another example as a life enhancer, the AI can be doing my work for me whilst I'll actually go and spend time, taking care of Uncle Kenny who's unwell at the moment. So it's not a threat; it's a life facilitator, and it's gonna allow us to live very, very different, happier, healthier lives. It's going to give people their eyesight back. It's going to give people their hearing back. We have to look at AI as a really fantastically exciting, good life facilitator. And when people really get their heads around that, we are on a flyer.
And Lee, in retrospect, if you're thinking about good AI and the impact that good AI can make, as per your example, that how important is that authenticity and being able to touch and feel things, like if we have a think back at the GSK garden in the basement, that is the opposite of robotics and computerized feelings, isn't it?
Completely. And look, that fresh basil, if you smell that basil, the smell is insanely good compared to the best produce you can buy, say, in the local supermarket. So the technology will enhance those human senses. It will bring things to life, probably using more of the simplistic things in my eye, such as the plant and watching that plant grow. So your future garden will be in the basement, in the inner city. You will be able to have that fresh superfood on tap as part of your own little garden in that basement, and you will be a healthier person for it. And that's what it's all about. The irony for me is that AI is taking us back to the basics. And if we do take it back to the basics in the right holistic way, humanity is going to change. And it's going back to that telephone moment. 150 years ago, 80% or so of us around the world were farmers. And so if you look at those sort of basic statistics, what AI is going to do for humanity, and I've fallen in love with AI over the last year as I've learned more and more and more and invested in that. And it's going to be unbelievable what it can do for people. But it's got to be safe.
It does have to be safe. And as you say, it's good AI. And I think this has been a really special conversation. Really looking forward to seeing the impact that you're going to make as we bring together AI and design, data and design, and create magnetic places that keep us well. Thank you so much, Lee, for joining us.
Fantastic. Thank you.
That's the program for today. The Connector is brought to you by Harper B. This is Ticker, and we'll be right back.